Hello everyone, Tartan Sauce with you here today, playing a little bit of DCS World, and today I'm going to be taking out the Su-25T Frogfoot, and I'm just looking around the cockpit a little bit here. Now I'm going to go, let's see, I need to get a loadout, so I'm going to hit Alt, and what is that, apostrophe? Alright, that did not do it. Alt apostrophe, here we go. And since I'm doing a little air-to-ground work, I'm going to go ahead and do one of these default layouts, and I suppose I'll leave the gun pod on. What the heck, I'll just go with this standard layout. And, wow, so loud. Should be seeing some missiles and pods being loaded up any moment now. Let's see, I've got power onto the aircraft, and to do that I hit right shift L. And I'm going to hit left control C, and that will close my canopy. There we go, I can see the missiles being loaded up as we speak. And once that is done, I will get this bad boy rolling. Alright, looks like everything is loaded up. I'm going to hit right shift home, and that will get the engine started up here. And while it's doing that, I'm going to see where I am exactly. There we go. Alright, we're at Gudata, and just kind of need to see what path I need to take to get out of here. So it looks like 2 rights and a left, then a right. Alright, so once that, what you see down here, once the RPMs get spooled up, about 400, things will level out and those green lights will go off. There we go. Alright, throttling up, and let's see, control, is it right control L? Maybe not. Just trying to get the landing lights on, but whatever. Oh, looks like they are on, just can't really see them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Well, apparently I'm not hitting the right key combination. Oh well. Alright. And I'm just going to go ahead and go. And you'll see on the left side of the screen here, the flap switches. Flaps. And with the kind of loadout I have, I'm going to need all the lift on takeoff I can get. Let's see, how are we going here? Alright, gonna take a left and a right. Yeah, just another beautiful day in Gudata. The server seems a little bit quiet, so that'll be kind of helpful for our air-to-ground work. We won't have to worry too much about getting shot out of the air by air-to-air assets. There's F-15s hawking around. Bunch of jerks. Alright, there's our turnoff here for runway. I'm not even gonna bother going down to the end. I don't really need that much runway, so we'll just take it here and then take off. That is a taxiway, so I will not be going on there. That will get you banned from the server, or at least kicked. Maybe banned, I don't know. Looks clear, nobody's coming in. I'm not even going to make a radio call. Throttling up. It's pretty standard procedure to stay on the left side of these runways on the multiplayer servers, so I'll just go ahead and hang over here just out of habit. And here we go. Beautiful day to fly. And when I get to about 250, I'll go ahead and start rotating. There we go. I'm going to pitch up about 10 degrees and hold it. There we go. Wheels are up. And here comes the gear. I'm going to hit left Alt 1, and that will turn on the autopilot to hold my attitude. And I'll do that as I'm bringing up flaps. I'll just go up 1 notch to just regular flaps. And hold that for a little bit, let speed build. get rid of some of that drag. And go ahead and finish with the rest. Now while we're getting a little altitude, I'm going to go to my en route HUD here, my HUD display that shows my en route with my first waypoint. And I do that by hitting just the 1 key. And you can actually cycle through these with left control and the tilde key that is next to the 1. And it'll cycle backward. And now that I feel confident, I've got plenty of altitude here and everything's trimmed out, I'm going to hit left Alt 9 and that will turn off autopilot. And I'll go ahead and make my turn to the north here. Now, as you see on the HUD, there is a circle, which it's for routing along your, for the autopilot and to guide you along the route of flight. There are programmed, paths that are pre-programmed for your target areas. I could just follow that if I wanted to. I could even hit A, and it will follow it with the autopilot. And I'll go ahead and do that. Bring up my kneeboard here with the K button. Just take a glance at it. So, yeah, it looks like we'll be going directly north from here. Go to map view here. Okay. The problem is, it doesn't appear that it takes you to the first waypoint. It looks like it takes you to the path. It tries to get you onto a path that is from point to point. So I'm not sure if there's any way around that. But this is just to have you follow a pre-programmed path. And the thing is, I didn't even look at what the briefing is, so I'm gonna pull that up real quick. I have played this map before. Okay, I see where we're going now. Alright. Alpha is just to the, looks like east-northeast of Sochi. So I'm going to back out of that. Let's see where we are. Yeah, it should be on this lake, actually, if I'm not mistaken, where the targets will be. So, get ready for that pretty soon here. And we're rolling out. I'm going to go ahead and take the autopilot off. I'm going to do left Alt 9, turn that off. And I can see pretty well down here where we're going. So yeah, I know the general direction. I'm going to get a little bit of altitude. Aircraft is starting to shake because we're getting a little too much speed. And we're only 32 kilometers away. As you can see, that's ticking down on the HUD pretty quickly. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Alright. Bring in my little ruler device here. See a heading of 353 for 17 nautical miles. So, pretty much on course. And I'm going to bring the air-to-ground mode up. That's number 7. And let's see here. I will turn on my Mercury pod here, my Mercury LLTV, and that's like a FLIR unit. There's a default. I think it's called Schval. I forget what it is, but it's just a regular TV targeting device, and I'm not a big fan of that because there's no contrast. There's no IR situation with it. And let me see here. I'm gonna turn off autopilot real quick and level us off, and I will probably end up turning autopilot on again. Just a moment. I'm gonna hit Alt and 3. That will hold your heading and your altitude. And with that, I'm gonna recheck. All right, looks like our path is good. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna hit the plus key to zoom in, see what our target situation is. Looks like the Alpha's been hit pretty hard already. scan around, see if I see any targets, but I think everything's been tagged already here. It's kind of disappointing. As we get a little closer, we'll see if there's anything left for us. Let's cycle through my weapons here. These are the Vicker rockets, and you can see those little green rockets. Those are sort of like a Maverick guided missile, so they're laser guided. Gonna take another look here. Everything's pretty well wiped out. Back out of my view and scan a little longer here. I'm gonna actually throttle back. Don't want to overfly the area too quickly. Scanning. Alright, I don't think Alpha is active anymore. Everything looks fairly well wiped out. Wait. Nope. That's disappointing. So, with that being said, I guess we will ignore that phone. And, oops, something locked up there. Dang. Alright, looks like nothing is here for us. We're going to hit 1 again, and I'm going to hit Control 2. And let's go ahead and head that direction. So everything's taken care of here, it seems. I'm not even getting pinged by anything on the ground, so there's no air-to-air to worry about. Alright, let's see where we're going here. If I remember correctly, we should be going to this area right here. So that's a course of 028. Get banked over for that. Level out. Hit Alt 3. And we'll just level out here. So target Alpha is currently active. You know, it's always like one tank that's left over. I'm going to go ahead and hit Bravo. Hopefully there will be some targets there. I don't know if they spawn when one target area goes dark or what, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Probably at least 3 minutes away from overflying it. Now we'll go ahead and bring my air-to-ground mode up again, and right control O. Getting that little speed shake going on, not a problem. The wings aren't going to rip off of this thing, so we don't have to worry about that. I wonder how fast we're going anyway. It says 380 knots, so I guess you could do the conversion if you wanted. 570 kilometers an hour. So it's like 390 knots. Which is pretty good. It's faster than the A-10, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's see where we are here. Alright. I see the little city where we're supposed to attack some targets outside of. That's on the horizon here. I'm gonna double check where we're going. We're pretty much on target. So on target at 028. I'm a little to the left. That's not a big deal. Zoom in here. This target should be somewhere in this area, if I'm not mistaken. A little meta gameplay, but I've done this mission recently. Sorry for all that judder. I suppose I could throttle back a little bit and it'll be a little less shaky. Maybe a little easier to watch. When your aircraft isn't loaded as much, the that shake goes away. So, yeah, it looks like about 520 kilometers an hour it'll stop, so that's good. Alright, now let's start looking around here. It would be so disappointing if we roll up and there aren't any targets to hit. One thing to note, when you are using this targeting system on the Su-25 Tango, if you hold, you will turn on your laser rangefinder or laser targeting device. You'll need that for certain missiles, and I think for certain missiles it might even turn on automatically, but I always do it just out of good habit. Hate to be going onto a target and then you know, forget to do that and for whatever reason miss your target. Alright. Scanning around here. Still no targets. Okay, well that's disappointing. I'm gonna be very disappointed if we have to destroy everything at Alpha first. That will be very sad. Alright, I went ahead and just locked the ground here. Nah. Oh, you know what? I am actually... Whoops. I'm right about to overfly. I'm right about to overfly our target. So, that's not any good. That being said, let's roll over here to the right. Ooh, too much angle of attack. You start getting that warning. With a little finesse, you can fly it right on the edge. Right on the edge of that angle of attack warning. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to get myself a little bit of distance here, and then I'll swing back around, try to make an attack. I'm gonna go ahead and throttle back, turn off my autopilot, and I'm gonna go ahead and dump full flaps. And it's left shift and F for Foxtrot. What the heck? I'll hit Bravo for speed brakes, so. Coming around. Let's see here. Is that a target? That's not a target. Dang it. Alright. They certainly keep you from hitting targets before you're supposed to. Okay. Well, that is my fault. I'm gonna double tap F, get the flaps back up, pull up brakes. Gonna have to head to Alpha. Try to find that stupid last tank. It's always like a last tank that's hidden between buildings. Very disappointing. I think in my next video I'm going to do a little wild weasel action. I like to go anti-radar. That's one of my most favorite things to do, probably. I like the challenge of going against something that's targeting me from a distance. And also you have to, you know, fly nap of the earth, stay in the valleys, you know, go mountaintop to mountaintop, that kind of thing. You know, valley to mountaintop. It's really a lot of fun. Probably do that in the next video. But for now, just going to do a little air-to-ground work here. And so far, not getting anything done. Probably should have spent some more time on Alpha. And now that I know that if a target area is not clear, that you have to continue to work that area, or the next group of targets will not spawn. So, lesson learned. So far, it's just been a pretty much a scenic flight of Georgia. Let's see what we got going on here. A little air-to-air action. They're still pretty far out. I'm not worried about them. I've got my ECM on, as you can see, and you turn that on just by hitting E, as in the echo key. And if you hit E, it will turn on your infrared countermeasure. I guess in the rear of the Su-25, there's some kind of, I guess it's a device that gets really hot, which seems like a weird deal. I don't know if it just, you know, sends out a lot of infrared energy that's supposed to scatter everywhere and confuse an IR-seeking missile, but it seems like the sort of thing that would just send a missile right up your tailpipe. But if you are flying low and concerned about man pads getting you, I suppose you could turn that on. And also, you could, you know, there's, well, I was going to try to swing around, take a look in the back, but you can pop flares. And if you hit Shift Q, it will automatically send out flares at a, I suppose it's like every 2 seconds, I think it pops one out. So if you're going defensive, you can just hit Shift Q and it'll just automatically throw a bunch of flares out for you. Otherwise, you can just tap Q and that will do the same thing. Or it's semi-automatic if you're tapping it. So, all right. And one thing I like about the more recent updates for this is, you know, you got switches. That's the countermeasure, not countermeasure, well, electronic countermeasures being turned on and off. Just gonna get me some more altitude here. So I suppose we're about 13,000 feet, if I were to guess. On the top right of the HUD, you see it's we're climbing through 4,500 meters. So that's probably around 14,000 feet, something like that. I'll go ahead and level off here. And I will bring up air-to-ground mode. Oh, I'm still in air-to-ground mode, I think. Nope. Now I'm in air-to-ground mode. Control Oscar, or O. Bring up the low-light TV system. Let me double-check where we are, actually. Okay. Let's see, 205. So we were right on course. I need to slow down, though. I'm kind of hauling the mail here, as it were. And that target area somewhere along here. It's gonna be another situation where I fly overhead again. Let's hope not. So let's see where we are. This lake is kind of nestled in the mountains, so it's probably not the best idea to just fly directly overhead. Maybe I should put it on my 10 o'clock here and circle around and see what we've got going here. I'm going to drop some flaps too. Kind of getting a little high angle of attack. Decided to slow down. Okay. Yeah, it should be over you know, it's probably right over that ridge line right there. So I will just go ahead and bear off here a little bit, and I'm gonna pull the flaps up actually. You know what? I'm gonna go around from this direction. I'm gonna drop some flaps. Ah, there we go. I see it now. Yeah, there's a better way to attack this, and it's probably, you know, coming straight down the valley. Ah, here's our area. Oop. Go full flaps here. And lock the ground just to get that targeting system stabilized here. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hit Alt-3. Take a look at my screen, my targeting screen. See if ah, there it is. Got him. Okay. Autopilot off. Gonna go in for my dive. Put out the air brakes. Launch is authorized. Come on. There we go. Vicker out. I love that little corkscrew rocket action. It's pretty great. Target is hit. Oh shit. Excuse my language. I'm getting locked by something. I'm gonna get on out of here. Gonna pop some flares while I'm at it. Ooh, something just went by. I just heard a supersonic missile just zoom on by. Alright, I am engaged, so let me try to get out of here. Woo. Oh, I hate it when it does that. It's locked up on me. Ah, there we go. What's going on here? Alright. So, take a look back, and what's going on down there? Like something exploded. I don't know. Maybe somebody else is working this this area as well, which would be nice. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a lazy 8 situation here, and I'm gonna do it to the left. So I'm gonna pitch up and try to exchange some speed for altitude. Wind on back around here. Throttle back. Where is it? Alright. There we go. Come on. Stay with me now. There we go. Seems that those targets have already been taken care of. I think somebody blew one of those up while I was flying away. Kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye. Alright, where are some of their targets? Is that a target right there? Nope. What is this? Oh, shoot.
MLWS failure. ECM failure.
I'm getting hammered by something.
Failure.
Oh.
MLWS failure. ECM failure. Hydraulics failure.
Yep, I'm getting tagged.
MLWS failure. ECM failure. Hydraulics failure.
And
MLWS.
shift in as of November will get rid of the alarm system. I'm smoked, so either I can try to make it back or blow up like that. Oh, that's awesome. Alright. So, that didn't work out too well. Shilka took me out, and, well, that was fairly quick. So, have to regroup after that one. Disappointing. Sounds like somebody's flying in the area. Alright, with that in mind, I am going to go back to briefing, fly, hop back into a new jet. Yay! Okay. Let's see. Let's load this thing up. You know what? I am going to... Let's see. I'm going to put this Phantasmagoria on here. I'm going to get rid of those KH-58. So those are some long-range rockets for dealing with for radar. They're anti-radar missiles. I'm gonna load that sucker up. Let's go Control C. Get that canopy closed, and I turn my radar warning receiver down. That is right alt comma. If you wanted to turn it up, it's right alt period, and that's how you do that. So I think we are loaded up now. I think, yep, looks like all the pods are on. Now let's go ahead. Let's go shift and home. Get that engine started up. And this time around, we will... You know what, I should have put some Vickers rockets on here, actually. I put the Phantasmagoria on, which, if somebody's targeting me, that means they'll highlight on my HUD. And I'll do a video of that next. But I could at least highlight them with the Phantasmagoria, and the TV camera will actually lock on it as well. And then I could switch to my Vickers, which is a guided missile, and then I just use the laser to guide that in. So that's one way you could do it. Unfortunately, I put anti-radar on, and I don't think it will lock onto a Shilka. And if it will, you kind of have to be close anyway to that Shilka, so it's going to be shooting at you as well, and that's not ideal. So we'll give it one more shot. We'll go to Alpha and try to get shot at a little bit. And how do we get out of here? Is it take 2 rights and then a left? Go back to this screen here. Yep. So more taxiing fun. If anybody has any suggestions on target loadouts or the best way to hunt air-to-ground targets in the Su-25T, I am all ears, because I do not have the best experience with locating targets on the ground. Unfortunately, you know, it always seems like it's been hard for me to pick out targets, other than just kind of, you know, knowing a general area and then lucking out upon them by using the targeting pod. But I suppose it's sort of the same way with the A10, but with the A10, at least you get to you can adjust the gain and the contrast and brightness and all that with your targeting pod. You don't get to do that with the Su-25 Tango, as far as I understand. So, all right, kind of quick takeoff here. Let's get rolling. I know all you fine people want to see some stuff get attacked. Somebody's asking me which target area is active. Alpha. All right. 250, pitch up. There we go. And we are off the ground. Positive rate of climb and negative runway, gear up. Gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my autopilot on here. Yeah, if you drop flaps, there's a tendency to, for the aircraft to pitch up, and you're also losing lift. So if you're not careful, you could get in a situation where you might stall too early. I just like to get the autopilot going with the attitude hold, just so it'll trim the aircraft up for me automatically. You can do this manually, but it's kind of my lazy way of doing it. Alright. Something I've also noticed, if you crash or get shot down, next time you go into an aircraft, you won't have en route navigation programmed. So you just kind of have to go off the map and dead reckon yourself that direction, which is not too big of a deal. So that's what I'm going to have to do here. I'm going to get going that general northern direction here. And check my map, see where I am. Okay. Now I know I need to go to that lake here, so it's heading of 345. Turn my autopilot off and get going that way. Alright. Woo! Overshot. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the autopilot on with Alt 1 again and just kind of try to get going that way. Let's get some action in. You know what? I'll just go ahead and Alt F3, or sorry, Alt 3. That'll attitude or heading and altitude hold. Get going that way. I'm gonna hold down R, and that's gonna dump some fuel for me. This is kind of a habit of mine that, you know, these aircraft, they come loaded up, fully fueled, and with how far I'm having to fly, I really just don't need that much fuel, so it'd be kind of nice to dump some weight, be more maneuverable and whatnot. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll fly along and I'll hold down the R button to just dump weight. So I'll do this for a bit and get to a point where I feel comfortable with, you know, how much fuel I have. Enough to finish the task and maybe, you know, get rid of all these missiles first and then RTB. So that's good enough for me. And I'm going to turn off the autopilot. I'm actually going to get some more altitude because that's I'm a little too close to the mountains here. Bring up my air to ground mode. Hey, look at that. You know what? I don't think... Ah, I see what I got here. I was looking for my Mercury LLTV pod, and I forgot that I'd loaded the Phantasmagoria. Now, you know, instead of heading this direction, I actually have to be going this direction. So I'm going to turn right to a heading of 017. And for whatever reason, my gyro is all goofed up. I think if you try to take off too quickly, it throws your gyro off. And I suppose it's modeled that it has to have some time to spin up and you know, get going. You know, get the spin fast enough so your gyro doesn't precess. Either that or it's just some kind of something I did, or it's a bug maybe, I don't know. But let's see which direction I'm going here. Yeah, I need to come to about 8 degrees to the right here, and I'll just hang out here. see what we got going on. Looks like there's some air-to-air contact to my 5 o'clock. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my ECM. What the heck, I'll just turn on my infrared countermeasure as well. Hopefully we don't get shot down. I suppose I could talk to the AWACS and
911, 704,
request bogey dope.
704, 911.
Yeah.
Обнаружена цель.
So
144. Удаление 45 на 5000. Сближайтесь.
yeah, I've got some air-to-air coming after me. If not after me, he's in the he's coming this general direction at least. Let's see what we got here. All right, got to come to the right a little bit, about 5 degrees. Turn off my autopilot and spank over a little bit. There we go. Now, with this loadout, I am probably not really going to be very effective. The only thing I might hope to do is I might hope to get locked by a Shilka or have it paint me or something, and that way it'll pop up on my screen. What you'll see on your HUD is when you hit I, that's, let me turn off the camera. O is for the camera, your TV camera there, and I will bring up your Phantasmagoria, which looks for a radar signal. And I'm being locked, but he's pretty far away. He's just desperately locking me because I've got my ECM on. He doesn't see me as a target with altitude or information as far as distance, so he's just desperate to see where I am, and I'm not too concerned. Alright, back to the Phantasmagoria system. When you have this turned on, you'll see diamonds where you are being painted by radar, and usually it will have a designator. It'll identify the target as well. So what you might see is like an S11 or S15. A Patriot system is P for Papa for Patriot, and you'll see those usually pretty far away, because if you're close enough to visually see it, it's shot you by then. So those missiles have a very long distance to them, a long range. Let's see what we got here. We're not going to get painted by anything on the ground just yet, because this target area where we're heading, it's not protected by anything substantial. Alright, that should be our area here. Alright, here we go. I'm going to throttle back. I'm coming upon this a little too quickly. Alright, so we've got plenty of ground targets here now. I might end up just using my guns on some of these. Just kind of go in and spray them, but I'm really going to need to try to take out some of these air defenses. Unfortunately, they're probably going to take me out. I'm not being painted by anything or even targeted, so like nothing is scanning right now. Usually you get kind of close, and then the Shilkas start firing on you. It's like once they have scanned you, they've locked you and are firing. It's a little too late at that point. So I just might make a run on this one, and I'm gonna bring my guns up. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, now I'm being locked. So, oh jeez. Whoops. Uh-oh. I've got a wing off, so that's gonna be it for me today, folks. And we're gonna punch out. Well, it sounds like I'm going to land right on top of something I hear running behind me. So, thanks for joining me today, and I will catch you around another time when I'm having a better day. Y'all take care.